Morning, Danny. Obviously, after Monday's result, it's going to be extremely difficult to win the league from this position. But what has been the message to the players this week ahead of an Old Firm game on Sunday? There's still a fair bit at stake.
Yeah, of course. I think it's a special game for us. I think it was straight after the game as well. The message to my players that we have big responsibility general for the last big games to go. And I think nobody needs extra motivation to go in this game. We want to make our supporters and fans proud, and it means we have to deliver in the end.
After the game on Monday, you defended the squad's mentality, which was in question again. But for a lot of the Rangers supporters, maybe it's a familiar story of threatening a title charge before falling away when the pressure is on. What do you see in the squad that you think proves they have a strong mentality when others maybe say it's weak?
Yeah, I think general, when we speak just about mentality, we will not move forward in the future. I think this is a part of, if you look a little bit back and be honest to each other, in the last 15 years, we didn't win what we should do. And I think this is a big part what we have to change. And for this, we have to make, a lot of things better. Yeah, and that starts to set new standards. I think in the last 6 months, we improved the standards higher and higher. In the last 7 days, we couldn't. And I think this is a big part in our future. Set new standards, and that means we have to change things in this building. I think this is crucial. We have to play not just 45 minutes good football and successful football. We have to change to 90 minutes and to dominate the game. And all these things, makes me really convinced that we can do this in the next time together. And I'm looking forward. I think I was disappointed after the game because he put, if you want, 6 months hard work, effort, positivity. I think everyone here in this room outside was totally convinced we got the split and we have a big chance. And this is also part now. Why is the disappointment so hard and so tough to accept? But from this point, we move now forward, and it gives me, especially also for the new season, a big motivation to be better every day, increase the standards, and make the step forward what we want.
Just thinking from me, this week there've been a few reports back in Germany on youth there, and there's something like that which has come up this summer. Would you be interested?
There's a lot of rumors. I think I looked back last year with how many clubs I was linked. I could get maybe 20 jobs in the newspaper, but no general. My full focus is on Rangers. I think even the last couple of days, our conversations with the board, with the club, goes just in one direction: how we can win titles with the club in the future.
So, Danny, do you feel sure you will be still manager next season, and is your long-term future here?
From my side, of course, 100%. I'm convinced I chose the club with the reason to bring him back to success, to win titles. I think this is also part from our club. A good process is not enough. A good process is for us not what we want. We want to have titles, and for this, we have to change things. Like I said, we set standards, but these standards we have to increase, and if we do this, then we have a chance.
You won at Celtic Park the last time. What was important that particular day to your victory?
Yeah, if you want, this is how can you describe it? This game is a good picture of some games in the last couple of weeks. A first half where we start well, then the opponent lost better. They scored. We adjust in the halftime some things. We had a plan B, and then we turned it to 3-1, and we showed that we can do this. And it gives me as well all of us, it was a look at the starting point where we really felt the belief that even something goes doing a game not right, we can turn things in the right direction. And there was a good atmosphere after the game. It gives us also the starting point for, I think, 8 wins in a row. And we want to go there, and we want to put, again, all the things, what we should do in this game, and play, of course, for a good result for us.
Danny, are you able to get into any more detail about what you said there about the standards? How do you set your standards? What do you change in here that can change the mindset going forward?
Yeah, we have to. I think that this the training session, how we act in the training, how we bring good performance on the training on the pitch, because it's the most important thing. You can be the world champion in the training, but you have to bring it on the pitch. We need, in some moments, a great game management to come through some difficult moments, because in every game there are some moments where your opponent can be back in the game or not. I think we saw this. We spoke in the half time on Monday exactly about this point. We said, guys, you have to go with full energy again out, because they will come now. You have to come over the first 10-15 minutes, and then you can control the game again. And these are things. And from the other side, I think if you want, maybe it's the wrong description, but if you take the outcome from the last 2 results, is that you are, and that we are, very straight what we want in the future in the summer, and I think that helps really to make a really strong.
Since Monday, there's a lot been made of the fact there were no Scottish players in the Rangers starting lineup. Like Hearts had 5, 2 from the bench. Is that an issue for you, and is it something you plan to rectify in the summer?
I think it's, for me, not about Scottish player, not Scottish player. I think it's about to have the right players. They can deliver consistently under the highest pressure again and again. And I think for me, it doesn't matter which age it is, which culture, from which country they're coming from. It's just important that they, and that we, and this is important, we can deliver 90 minutes. Not just a good performance, 90 minutes for a good result, and then it's win.
Kind of over the last 3-4 years, it's become a familiar discussion around this time of year at Rangers that, when a league title charge collapses, that we talk about a rebuild. You've got 6 players here on loan that will, presumably be returning to their parent club. James is leaving, maybe a couple others. Would you characterise the changes you're going to make this summer as another rebuild, or is it more an evolution of the squad?
Yeah, I would say since I'm here, we start to rebuild and to bring new players in. I think, and I take it not as an excuse, but very important, and this is what I took also from my time in Munich, to win titles, you have to be on point in April and May. I think this is very crucial. And when we look to ourselves at the moment, we are not in every position on our highest level what we should be. And this is, unfortunately, you have with Stuart and Ryan, for example, 2 key players in the moment out ways. It should be not. You have with Mikey since 6 weeks, we manage him that he comes through. Difficult. Dushon, all the small pieces, exactly in these 5 games in the split, you have to be on point. And I take it not as again, as an excuse, but you looked into the full picture, and then you think, maybe these are exactly these 2 small details now to take it and to bring it to the end.
At the start of the season, your predecessor started the season by criticising some of the egos that were on show in the squad at the first day of the season. Is that something that's still hampering the squad? Are players still playing for themselves rather than the greater good?
This is what I try every day. It's always about team first. I think team first means club first. It's Rangers first. It's never about me or myself. It's always about the team. And this is, of course, what we have to live every day. And this is again also a big part for the next step. It's about the team. And you can just survive in some difficult moments as a team, not alone.
Do you have enough players who have that mindset, who can buy into that message? Or is that something that you're looking to really add to this group in summer?
Yeah, of course, I think it's not just that you bring names and quality in. You need at the right moment also, more and more players. They take the responsibility in difficult moments. I think some players showed it, but again, not consistency. Yeah, I think and I think it was a really a good picture on the first half. Especially the last 15 minutes, everyone enjoyed to play football under this. Yeah, in this important game, everyone asked for the ball, everyone was active, everyone wants to have the ball. And in the second half, when it comes to some difficult moments, you have to survive, but then you have to come back to your strength and not drop back to old habits. And this is a part what we have to improve. Consistency, 90 minutes, 100 minutes, and it gives us the success for the next season.
How difficult or frustrating for you watching on from the sidelines is that, when you know how good they can be in moments, but you can't find a way to get it out of them for the entire game?
Yeah, at first I asked myself after the game what was wrong, what we could change, and then you look the game back, and then you find some answers, and sometimes are very simple answers. It's not about the shape or this or this. You find then some patterns what we should not do. You see some individual decision makings where you think normally this player don't do it. You see definitely in some moments are too lazy to recover. We are overplayed and we are working instead of, no, we have to defend now. We need a clean sheet. And these are the things what we have to improve. And this is what I demand. I was yesterday clear with the group. We showed direction on the training pitch, but it's all about Sunday to bring it there on the pitch again.
The fact that on Sunday you have the chance of denting Celtic's title chances is maybe something that's in the mind of some Rangers supporters. Is that something that you or the players think about at all, use as any type of motivation?
I think for this game, you don't need motivation. For us, it's about winning games, and I think there's more just about to stop someone else about to winning a title. For us, it's about, like I said, make our supporters proud. And it means for us to deliver a good result and hopefully 3 points.
From that perspective, Danny, how ideal is it to have a game this magnitude to come so quickly after a disappointing on one bit?
I think everyone's clear. We take the right results and you can turn a small thing back in the right direction from the emotional level. Yeah, it was the bigger picture. And we knew this 2 defeats hurts really after maybe a hopeless season in October, but nobody thought we can win something. And then you come so close, you worked so hard. And this is as well, we spoke about mentality or something like this in general. But the same group showed as well in 6 months how they can come at this point.
Danny, would that be one of your strongest messages to the fans? There was how high standards you're facing up to the prospect of another season without silverware. Your message to them going into the summer?
Yeah, of course. I think we want to increase. I think everyone in our building is very clear. We start the process, but the process without a winning of titles is not enough for our club. And in this direction, we move forward. I'm really motivated. I'm really ambitious for the new season. Make the next step with a group of players, and to be from the first day on front foot.
Can you give us some sort of indication or some sort of idea of what your conversations have been like with the owners over the past week? So 10 days, there's obviously been a lot of criticism. Do you get the feeling that they've been committed to having you as manager next season?
I'm fully committed. I feel it every day, the support. I feel it, the conversations we had. We spoke so much about what we want to change for the summer, and all the more, I feel that I'm in the right place with the right people, with a lot of motivation, positive energy to bring this club not just to a one-hit wonder, back to a consistently club who can win titles in a row. And I think this is also important to understand. A one-hit wonder for us, it's nice, but what we are looking for is that you consistently play for the title again and again. And this is my job, this is our job, and this is why I'm looking forward.
Danny, you've been very committed throughout the season with the starting 11, team selection and the rotations. You've been very wedded to the sports science end of the fall. Because this is really the last chance to win for this season, are you tempted to go with your own feelings and perhaps overrule the sports science with regard to the team selection this weekend?
I think general, I take and collect all the informations, but I made my decision by my own. It's not that sports science make the decision. But I come back to the point, you have some players and you can be really, believe in me, if I have sometimes the choice to stick again and again with the Serbian, I will do it. I think we had a lot of time in conversation where I say, oh, now if I'm starting and then there comes the injury again, or you have to take something out. This is what it is. It's important to have people around me to avoid injuries, but at the end, I make my decision by my own.
Danny, after the Hawks game, obviously it was a reaction also the Fed Trump. One of the criticisms that seems to have emerged is maybe a lack of reaction to what has changed during that game. Do you see that from the coaching perspective? In fact, it's fair.
Oh, we have to go in really details now. What happens? I think the first half we played with, I call it floaters in the midfield with 3 players. They are very active and they come always far away from the man-to-man pressing. They could catch up. You are very active. Second half, they were a little bit more active in the pressing, but we stopped to move. And you can change to any other shape. If you don't move the opponent who is man marking, you will still not find the right solutions. And I think this is a part what we have to do better to understand, okay, even under the highest pressure, who is now the free man, how we can take him and how we can open up the spaces. And if you stop to move, we can change 4 shapes. It will be not influence the outcome. And I think this is a crucial point. And then the last 20 minutes, we moved from 4-2-3-1 to 3-4-3 with 2 wide players, with Gers and Gers. He gives us more width as well. And then the other 4 midfielders with 2 6s and 3 attacking players on the pitch. But again, the key moment is how you move players when you're man marked. You stop to move and you are not active enough and you stay just in your position. It's difficult to play football against the man marking.
Question: is that just is that a basic thing though that comes down to desire? Not a concern.
Not a basic thing. It's about to make the right decisions on the pitch as a group together. And I think when you look and you can watch a lot of football games, the challenge for man marking is a challenge. But we showed in the first 45 minutes that for them it was difficult to press, and because we were exactly what we want. And we will take a lot from this game, from the second half, from this 45 minutes, and we go forward.